I've got really good news for XRP holders. And I'm talking about the real news, stuff that directly impacts the price of XRP. Maybe this will get the ball rolling with the bigs out there. We're also going to talk about big news from Binance. Someone's making some money, along with a little bit of RLUSD, Ripple ecosystem news, price action at the end.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
And yes, I'm talking about legit good news, so let's change the background. That's right, everyone. We're going green in the background because this is real stuff, not the stupid E-Rag crypto. We're going to 10,000 XRP by Friday bullshit. But before we get into the good news, your comments come first. Hot, spicy, naughty, relevant. Maybe I'll share it beginning of the next video. Beachhead Fred dropping support on the channel. Thank you very much, sir. Says bought some H-bar and DAG on the mini dip. Have some dry powder ready for a further drop of XRP. Thanks for keeping me grounded during all this. My head can get in the clouds pretty quick and need someone to bring me down. You the man, Klaus. Side note, are you collecting Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy drop? No, I'm not. I'm a big Pokemon guy, and I'm a big cardist, 1989 Mario's Super Mario Bros. 3 guy. Just throwing it out there. By the way, are any of you out there getting like a really weird feeling that we're going to have like a serious pullback coming up sometime soon? I was talking with Trick about that earlier, thinking that, yeah, we kind of feel like something big is going to happen. Mark, RHM, dropping some euros on the channel. Thank you very much for the support. Says, I'll be happy to donate to the upcoming Papa John's Pizza. Oh, thank you. Make sure to put some chicken on it for those proteins. Thank you for all the information and hard work behind the screens. Keep up the good work. Greetings from the Netherlands. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm trying to beat Papa John's with subs. They got 46,300. I'm at like 46,200. It's going to be darn close. Last comment, then the juicy news. And I'm talking about real XRP news. David Laurentius is kind of ironic. I saw the Hopium last night. $10,000 XRP tomorrow morning. Let's look at the heat map. 230. Oh, yeah, for real. You go all over Twitter, it's filled with bullshit price predictions. You don't get that here, you just get the news. Bitcoin's hitting 108,327 ETH, is 2686. XRP at 230, but uh-oh, we might be seeing a big catalyst here to help out. Why? We got someone added to the strategic reserves, and they've got some zeros on their bank account. BNB's looking healthy. Sol and ADA both slightly in the red at 171 and 74 cents, respectively. Binance hits 275 million users worldwide. Holy crap. Marking a significant achievement in the company's 8-year history, the announcement comes alongside a message from CEO Richard Tang that is gaining widespread attention across the crypto industry. So who's making money during this whole thing? It's the exchanges. And what did Richard Tang say? Keep building. Dude, you mean keep building bank accounts to protect the money that you and all the exchanges are making. Remember, these exchanges make money whether you're buying or selling. Volume right now is at 130 billion, up 8.75 in the last 24 hours. Now let's get into some RLUSD news. RLUSD is listed on BitGet. Ripple stablecoin offers XRPL ledger and ETH interoperability. Leading crypto exchange BitGet has just listed Ripple's enterprise-grade stablecoin RLUSD on its spot market. I like that. A significant step to broaden access to a compliant digital assets for both institutional and retail users. By the way, that's not the big news. This news is pequeño. That means small. In an official statement, BitGet confirmed listing RLUSD on its spot trading platform. The move comes as the crypto market shifts towards enterprise-grade assets for DeFi, tokenization, and cross-border payments. Do I have any RLUSD fans in the house? Comment down below and let me know. 46,251, Papa John's, we're coming for you. You ready for the big XRP news? This is what we've been waiting for. Vivo Power. You're like, who? Vivo Power International, a NASDAQ-listed company, which means we can track the purchases, which means they have to file with the SEC, which means, yep, they get audited, which means we can see if it's real or not. Guess what? They announced that they are raising $121 million in private capital to fund the first XRP-focused treasury. Yes, everyone, it is real. Check it out. Vivo Power announces XRP-focused digital asset treasury strategy. VivoPower is believed to be the first publicly listed company in the world. Actually, they're the second. I'm gonna share with you who the first one was. To encompass the contribution to building out the XRPL ecosystem in real-world decentralization. XRP is expected to be one of 5 digital assets that will be accumulated by the U.S. government as part of Trump's recent tweet. His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz bin Turki Abdulaziz Al Saud, hopefully I said that right, says, "We have been investors in the digital asset sector for a decade and have been long-term holders of XRP. After reviewing a number of listed vehicles seeking to embrace digital asset treasury model, we selected Vivo Power given its strategic focus on XRP and its objective to contribute to building out the XRP ecosystem." Nice. We are incredibly privileged to have His Royal Highness after leading his transformational capital raising and are pleased to welcome the digital asset industries in joining this round. As a long-term holder of XRP myself, we all share common vision and objectives with regards to how a publicly listed XRP-focused treasury company can be scaled for the benefit of the XRP community and Vivo Power stakeholders alike. Golf clap. So finally, we got someone out there with a bunch of zeros buying XRP. Now, granted, I know. It's not all the big zeros like Sailor, who's gobbling up like 40-something billion. I know. But this is a really good start, and maybe this will get the ball rolling. Now, here's the thing, though. They said this is the first one. That's not true. This is actually the second one. Earlier this month, Wellgistics Health secured a $50 million credit facility to adopt XRP as a reserve asset. So you got a $50 million one, and now you've got a $110 million one, I'm sorry, $121 million one to buy XRP as a strategic reserve asset. I told you, every time someone starts an XRP strategic reserve asset fund, I am going to share it with you. That's why you hit the subscribe button, notification bell, so you are one of the first ones out there to hear the news, because I bring you the news, good, bad, happy, or sad, and this is good news. Now, you're like, but bro, why isn't the price reflecting it? Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious. They haven't started buying yet. And global macros right now aren't juicy. Why? We still got some tariff problems. Jerome Powell peed in our Cheerios, right? He gave us a little bit of a poop sandwich yesterday, saying they're going to leave rates higher for longer. So Jerome Powell, being a negative Nancy, is going to outweigh the good news from Vivo Power and their treasury with XRP, right? That's obvious. It's not like this company is saying, hey, we're going to buy 10 billion worth of XRP. They said 121 million. And Jerome Powell's negativity holds a lot more weight than this, but this is a good start, right? Health company earlier, and now this company doing it with the 121 million. And like I said, the best part about this is these NASDAQ listed companies have to file with the SEC. These companies are audited as well, so we can verify all this and we can follow this stuff. There's a website, okay? It's called Edgar. It's on the SEC, where you can track all of these filings. So we can actually see how much they're buying, when they're buying, and how much they're buying it for. This is direct price pressure for XRP. Speaking of, volume is up 40% to 2.7 billion. Love seeing that kind of action. Now, we did touch some lows yesterday on Jerome Powell, and you're like, but bro, Jerome Powell didn't talk. No, he didn't talk, but the notes were released from their last FOMC meeting, which stated that they plan to leave rates higher for longer, and we may only get one rate cut this year. That's why the market took a poop on itself. That's why when you zoom out to the 7-day, you're like, oh, that's not good. Now let's go to those candlesticks and see if anything jumps out at us, because technically we want to see, where were those lows? Those lows were right here, where we saw what everyone, lows of 222. Now, be honest with you, I don't think that was low enough personally to be buying the dipperoni, because we know we can gobble sub $2 XRP. I think a lot of us out there are like, bro, $2 XRP is the new 50 cents, right? Remember before when we used to gobble XRP for 50 cents all the time? $2 XRP is like the new 50 cents. And we saw even earlier this month, you could buy XRP for like $2.10, $2.08, $2 XRP. So we know you can buy those bargains. You just have to have your buy alerts ready, and you have to have the dry powder ready. But we are seeing that the market is still reacting to tariff news, inflation news, and global macros more than anything. But what else does that mean? That means that when we get good news in regards to tariffs, the market is going to frickin' roar. So, good news with the RLUSD listing. Great news with Vivo Power adding XRP to their digital asset treasury. Now, the second company doing that. It would be even better news if they were talking about billions instead of millions. But, at this point, we'll take what we can get. Let's see now if other companies join in on this action, because let's be real here. When you look at BTC, what do you think is going to happen next? Okay? Do you think BTC has a better chance of 2xing to 200,000 right now? Or do you think XRP has a better chance of 2xing to 450 right now? I personally think XRP has a better chance of 2xing to 450 than BTC does at 216. But I want to hear from you down below. Let me know, what do you think has a better chance of 2xing right now? BTC or XRP? Because I'm thinking that these companies are going to be like, oh, I don't know. BTC may have, kind of tapped most of its juice. Because think Sailor's buying billions, and do you really see that pushing the price of BTC up as much? Because remember, you got the Sailors, you got the Meta Planets, you got the Riots, you got the Mirrors, you got a whole bunch of players buying BTC. But you just get a couple more whales buying XRP, and you could definitely see that price start moving. There you go, and I upped the green in my background to match the news that I just brought you. And remember, that's my job. Good or bad news, I bring it. And today's a good news. And I want to see how many other players out there get into XRP as a reserve asset, seeing the opportunities that it presents. Because the reality is, you have to think these companies got to look at reserve assets two ways. Number one, to preserve capital. You don't want to park your money in cash because inflation is just destroying your wealth when it becomes parked in cash. Number two, opportunities to gain some profit-aronies. Right, jabronis? Is BTC out there? Is it kind of maxed out? We've seen BTC has made its run time and time again, and it gets close to that 110, 111,000 mark, and then it kind of stalls. But the alts haven't really made their run, have they? So you got to wonder if these players out there that are setting up these treasuries are going, gosh, BTC has all the support, but then when it gets to those peaks, it stalls. The alts, though, with smaller market caps, the alts, though, that haven't run yet, maybe that's where the opportunities lie. And if you get even more players out there getting into it, more publicly listed companies out there getting into it, they're going to be like, we don't want to miss out on this. They get into it, their friends get into it, and then all of a sudden the alts start roaring. Kind of nice, wouldn't it? So yeah, that's why I'm glad to bring the news this morning, because we have confirmed now 2 companies with some zeros, yes, millions, not billions, I know, adding XRP to their treasury. RLUSD listing news, good stuff. Binance, millions and millions and millions, hundreds of millions of users, by the way, they're making money. More good stuff. Global crypto adoption. Choo-choo what? Choo-choo bitches.